Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Beyond the Headlines. Today, we take a closer look at the stories shaping our communities and our future, going past the surface and into the context, the impact, and the conversations that matter. I'm DJ Moises. Today on Beyond the Headlines, Cebu stands at the forefront of digital transformation, where technology and innovation are increasingly shaping communities, economies, and the future of work. As the region continues to embrace smart solutions and tech-driven development, what role does education play in preparing the next generation of digital leaders? To help us explore these questions, we're joined by Dr. Cherilyn Santa Romana, Dean of the College of Computer Studies at Cebu Institute of Technology University, to bring valuable insights into how the education and tech sectors can work together to drive inclusive growth, innovation, and long-term progress for Cebu and the country. Good afternoon, Dean Cherry.
Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me here.
Yeah, so we've had lots of off-cam conversations, but this is the first that we're going to do this on-cam.
Yeah, that's right. It's scary.
Sige, so you've been in the education, IT education for 30 years, no?
More than 30 years.
More than
It's
30.
35.
35
It's 35
years.
years, wow.
So what excites you, no, with today's generation?
Okay, so 35 years ago, maybe 40 years ago, maybe when
Really?
I started taking computer science, it's
okay.
very, very far in terms of technology, I was telling the students, we're working with very limited memory, etc., no hard
correct.
drive, etc. I don't know if you experienced that. On the other hand, right now, our students are exposed to high-end computers, even their laptops are more powerful, or their cell phones are more powerful than the computers that we have right now. We used to call them digital natives, no? But now I learned a new term, it's called AI natives. So the very young people right now, they are exposed to all of these applications that are basically intelligent, a lot of automations, etc., etc. So I think, how do you say this? Because they are used to all of these things, so they want fast solutions.
Correct.
They want speed in whatever, so maybe they will become problem solvers in making things more efficient, and they will use technology to make all of these things efficient because they have a tendency to be, not patient. I hope that's not a negative thing, right?
Correct, yes.
It can be positive, right? Because if you want to improve something in terms of efficiency and
There's that
yeah.
restlessness.
Yeah, something like that. No? So I think, I'm excited that they can help us solve some of our problems, right, with tech.
Sige, so my next question supposedly is about your hope and your worries, no? But I think you have already articulated it. So my next question actually is, how about their readiness? No? Because you've seen that they're more in tune with technology, but the workplace has also evolved or is even evolving. So in terms of their readiness, how are they today?
So I think it's not about the tech, no? It's more about the soft skills, as they are saying, right? So I hope that this is very difficult, My wish is that we develop more the comprehension skills of the of the young generation. And if you read the internet right now and you read the comments, and are they even reading what they are commenting to, right?
Correct.
Sometimes you worry that there's a problem with comprehension, and that's part basically of, I think, the soft skills. It's information literacy, for example, which I think should be rooted on comprehension skills for the young people. So that's I think I'm worried about. I'm also worried about if they can work with other peers. No, maybe there's a tendency to be just alone and do things by yourself instead of collaborating and working with others. So
I'm glad actually that you are also highlighting this because you're very reputable, highly reputable in the field of computer studies, but there are also a lot of experts who are also now saying that it's important for students not just to develop their AI competencies, but more importantly, their soft skills. No? And usually what we hear from tech people are just the technology part, but not necessarily the soft skills, which will be the new edge at this time.
Yeah, I think so. No? So yeah, a lot of the companies, they are saying that the problem comes in, they pass technical exams,
Correct.
and then when they go to the interview level, that's where they fail. So it's concerning that
So
that is happening.
yeah, so for the sake of our viewers, so there's now a trend that soft skills are now the new hard skills. Sige, so because of these changes, whether tech or the workplace, so what do you think are we teaching our students, not just in college, but even elementary, high school, that are no longer serving them and the world? Sige.
Yeah, I'm not very sure,
Sige.
because I'm not really. I think we have to. I think the basic skills should still be there, but we have to make sure that we deliver them properly, the content, and we should be able to assess. I think assessment is very important because you would not know if students are getting the outcomes if you don't assess them properly, But I have very specific parang request, in this day and age about technology, and I have always been trying to push this, I think we should develop what we call computational thinking skills.
Which means?
Which means, okay, so, so it's computational thinking. It's basically like being able to identify a problem, break down the problem into smaller pieces, and then specify the solution in a step-by-step manner. And that solution can be executed not necessarily by just a computer, but even by humans. So this thinking, computational thinking, is usually developed when you teach children coding. But there are other mechanisms of teaching that outside of coding. And I think everyone will benefit from computational thinking. And I think it should be taught as early as elementary, different levels, Just for example, how do you go from your house to where, right? And then you specify it step by step. So it's problem solving basically. That's why computing professionals, they tend to be problem solvers because that's how they are trained. That's one. But there are a lot. Another thing is data literacy, right? So because AI right now is using data, so we should all be aware of the kind of data that we provide, for example, the AI system. So data literacy, data privacy literacy, all of these things are very important, and we can, I think classes on statistics should also cover that, for example. And then, for example, the statistics is there, but maybe focusing more on data literacy in general, And then, so computational thinking, data literacy, of course, the ethical and responsible use of AI, of technology in general, those are very important. Thanks.
Actually, I had a conversation with some other people also regarding how to probably teach critical thinking and what's this, computational
thinking, yeah.
Computational thinking even as early as primary school or even high school. And one of the suggestions that I got is instead of teaching history according to just memorizing the dates, but actually asking students like, what if Magellan did not die? What would have been the case? Instead of March 15, 1521, Or what if the ship was not able to return to Spain? How would that change the history of both countries?
Yeah.
And so this will allow students to think out of the box of March 15, 1521 narrative. So when somebody told me that, I was reminded of when you said about computational thinking.
Computational thinking skills. So a lot of people are pushing that. But in other countries, they're parang associating it with coding because coding is a very good way of training people on computational thinking. So they're pushing that. But the skill is really not coding, it's computational thinking.
And I would agree also because even when we do performance reviews, for example, so this is now even in the context of business, the narrative of the conversation about what the story the number tells has something to do with what's causing it, where's the gap coming from, what are the steps you're taking to close it, what's the short-term solution, what's the long-term solution, and how can we completely close this. So it's even computational thinking.
Yeah, it is. Because you have identified the problem and then what do you do now? Yeah.
So now that we're talking about the educational system and needs such as this one, what do you think should the education system in general do, no, for us to develop more graduates with computational thinking, no?
As I said, usually we associate it, but with computer science, IT, and so on. But I think everyone should
Everyone
have.
should have it.
Everyone should have that. Everyone should have data literacy skills, computational thinking skills, as early as elementary, and even I think even in other disciplines, they should have that.
Yes. Sige, so what about, so correct me if this is also true or false, but this is my impression. What about the Filipinos in general, per my impressions, too much focus on credentials and degrees in terms instead of skills and competencies? Is that something that you're also seeing now?
It's a very hard question. I was asked that before, because I'm in the academe, right?
Correct.
So of course I would push for you finish your degree, right? You have to get that diploma and so on, because you do not want to regret not getting that diploma, right? But a lot of the tech giants, they are saying that it does not matter anymore if you have the diploma, for as long as you have the
Competencies and the skills.
The skills, right? That they would hire somebody even without that diploma. So what I'm telling students, you need to have both. You need to have the skills as well as the diploma, right? You need to be able to support
Correct.
the diploma with the skills that you have. So that is the ideal scenario. No? But, I'm very happy that in CIT, for example, we have a lot of students that as early as third year, they were actually hired. No? They are
Correct.
working part-time. So you know that they can be hired and they have the skills. But despite that, even with very high salary, I have this student. I'm so proud of him. I mentioned ko ba siya? I don't know. No. So he's working with an American company already, and he was being invited, to go to other countries for their out-of-town trips and so on. And then he would say, "But I have an exam in CIT. I still want to finish my computer science degree." Imagine
Correct.
that. So I'm very proud of that student. So he still, finished
The
graduating top of the class, even though he had to balance, work and studying at the same time.
And I would also agree with that because the version in the business world is MBA necessary, And the common answer there is if that helps you upskill yourself and be relevant in the workplace, then why not, no? Especially if you have access to it. Because that's where regret would form. No? When you can, but you did not. Diba? So that's, I think, the same with this one. So when companies, and I'm referring to this in general, not necessarily CIT-U, no? So when companies would say that our graduates today, they're not job ready, how is this being interpreted in the academic space?
It's hard, no?
Yeah.
I'm also the president currently of the Council of Deans of IT Education in Region 7. So we had a meeting 3 weeks ago, and I was telling them that if something happens, can you please not blame the curriculum? Because, we're always blaming the curriculum. Personally, I feel that it's not.
Okay.
Because I'm a member of the CHET Technical Panel for Computer Science. So in a way, in computer science, I was part of that group of people who designed this curriculum. So the most important thing to me is the delivery. So you have to deliver the courses properly, because there are foundational courses. These are foundation courses that regardless of changes in technology, they are there. You have to deliver them properly. Technologies changes, different technologies come out very fast. But if the foundations are correct, the foundational courses, for example, that you will teach the students, they will be able to learn new technologies. That's why we develop lifelong learning skills now. Because companies should not expect that the students will have very specific technology, proprietary skills. But they should expect that the students are grounded on the fundamentals that will help them learn new technologies. Yeah. Or they can partner with the schools and help the school train the students. So I think I do agree, that there's probably a problem with delivery because very important basic questions, for example, sometimes students cannot answer. And I hear this from my friends who are in the industry. Now, imagine they cannot even the applicants cannot even answer very simple questions on databases, for example, on object-oriented programming. And they should be able to do that. If they follow, if they deliver the class as well, the students should be able to answer very fundamental questions.
So in terms of delivery, because more and more people also recognize that it's not just the job of tertiary educators, no, to enable or equip our graduates. This goes even further down, no, as early as even primary school, no. So in your opinion, and the reason why the context of this question is because I also had my own exposure with public school educators, especially those who are remotely located, no? And I could see that there appears to be a gap in terms of their appreciation when it comes to technology. So in your opinion, what can we do to bring them along with us? Because you mentioned about delivery, diba?
Yeah.
And I can see that there appears to be a struggle even down here, no? Down there.
In the basic ed, you're saying?
Basic
in the
education.
Ed, yeah.
Just a suggestion, I know.
Yeah, yeah. So I know that DepEd does a lot of teacher training, right? Because I'm not exactly familiar with what they are doing, but a lot of the universities, I'm sure, no, in the field of IT, for example, they partner and adopt the DepEd schools, and they partner with them, and then they train the teachers and so on and so forth. So if the universities, because I'm from a university, if they can partner with DepEd schools, for example, and help in the training of these teachers, like for example, us, we actually train the teachers of Cebu City National Science High School on data analytics, for example, just so that the students in Science High, and these are very smart students, will be able to, learn, for example, data analytics as early as possible through their teachers, something like that, So if the higher education institutions can
Would
also help, right?
Consider that as their CSR, no?
Yeah, something like that. We call it community extension. Yeah,
community extension. Because anyway, during the summer break, no, these teachers generally are public school teachers generally are free, no?
Yes.
So I think that's a perfect time for them to also upskill.
Yeah, in fact, if I remember, last mid-year, we trained the public school teachers along the vicinity of CIT on AI, the
correct.
AI tools for education, something like that. So we do this regularly, so that we can upscale the teachers.
So now, AI, you mentioned earlier, instead of tech ready, but AI
Native, something
natives,
like that.
no?
Instead of digital native, it's
digital.
AI native, something like that.
So since AI is now transforming industries at lightning speed, no? How do you think can we best prepare Filipino graduates to work with AI and not be displaced by it?
Yeah. Okay. So there are different levels, right?
Sige,
of AI. There are different levels of AI literacy, So all students or everyone and all Filipinos maybe, should be at least have an awareness of AI, right?
ChatGPT, Gemini.
Yeah, at
yes.
least what AI does, for example. But very important again, the ethical and responsible use of AI. It's the number one thing that we have to make sure that everyone is aware of.
Can you
data
articulate
privacy.
more about? Yeah, because I think that's really important. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So everyone should be aware about the ethical and
Yes.
responsible use of AI. In fact, even the senior computer scientist of the Philippines, even if we talk among ourselves about AI, that is always the primary consideration. And imagine, we are tech people, but
Correct.
we always go back to the ethical and responsible use of AI. In a lot of things, even if you're a developer, you're a user, etc., there are ethical and responsible considerations when you use
Because AI can go either way. It can be a force for good. It can also be weaponized.
Yes, that's the problem. So it has to, it's very important. Now, there's this group, it's they are launching parang AI literacy training for everyone. It's called the AI ASEAN Ready AI Ready ASEAN something. And then CIT is actually a partner of that. So we're supposed to train thousands of people on AI literacy. So some of our faculty members were already trained as master trainers. So they're gonna do that here in the Philippines. So hopefully, majority of the, at least, even they're supposed to target the how do you call them, the non, how do you say this? They are supposed to target yung mga hindi sila masyadong nare-reach ng technology or something. Marginalized, yeah, something like that. That is the term. We are supposed to target the marginalized, but it does not matter. It has to be launched across the Philippines. There are a lot of training programs. So that is for the everyone. Ano. And then on the other hand, I think for the college students, okay, regardless of your discipline, I think you need to be functionally literate in
I like the emphasis.
AI, right? So you have to know the capability of AI, what AI does in general. Again, repeat the responsible and ethical use of AI, but it's a little bit of a higher level. Very important din kasi yung data privacy considerations. Data literacy talaga is very important because AI works with data.
Agree.
Parang it's garbage in, garbage out. That is the problem with AI. That's why sometimes the result when you're chatting is wrong. It's because, or it's biased, etc.
Because of what's being fed.
Yes. So we have to understand. We have. That's why I was saying earlier that data literacy is very important. And then of course for the IT and tech related people, ideally, we should be producing AI engineers, right? Data scientists and so on. So there are a lot of degree programs right now. For example, even statistics, basically, they can produce data scientists, mathematics, applied math. They have embedded elective programs already on that. But the AI engineer role, data scientist, is actually part of computer science. So even though the current curriculum recommendation currently does not only basically recommends the addition of AI as an elective. I'm advising all universities who are listening right now to make use of the 18 units of additional courses plus the electives to strengthen the program in terms of AI while waiting for the draft curriculum for BS Computer Science, which already requires the mathematical foundations as well as the AI courses that will now be required. But unfortunately, so it will take time, right? So we have to do it right now, implement electives.
We don't have to wait, no?
Yeah. So I'm sure here in Cebu naman, a lot of the universities, or even CIT, we have already required AI since a long time ago. As required, since 2018, we made it required. I'm sure there are universities right now, right, doing major in AI, etc. So we can produce the higher level of the technical AI people so that we can compete. The AI engineers, the machine learning engineers, data scientists, etc. Hopefully, we can produce those graduates who can work in that, so that we can compete instead of just users of AI, right? We should be able to develop our own tools using AI, etc.
So, sige, comparing to benchmarking, benchmarking with our ASEAN neighbors, like Singapore, Vietnam, or Malaysia, are we at par? Are we ahead or are we behind?
In terms of AI, of course, Singapore is up there. I think we're behind. Yeah, yeah, we are.
And the other thing, the context of the question, yes, it's Singapore, but what I learned also is, for example, in the IT BPM industry, while the Philippines is thriving when it comes to customer experience and also voice, but Vietnam is following the route of India. They're enabling their graduates and the workforce, they're gearing towards technology instead of customer experience. And to think Vietnam is younger, as a country compared to the Philippines. So is there, at least, is there something that we can also learn from them in that context?
Yeah, how do you say this? When was this? I think it was in 2017. We went to Japan with a group of women, and we visited companies. And all of these companies, they were saying, and this is Japan, that they're moving some of the jobs from one country and they're moving it to Vietnam. So all of them were saying they were moving their resources to Vietnam. So I was thinking, how come it's not the Philippines, Because it's very purposive in Vietnam. So Vietnam targeted, for example, Japan. And so they asked their students to learn Japanese. They asked their students to take the Philippine National IT Standards exam, the PhilNITS exam, which is recognized in Japan as a level 2 professional. Because when we attended, I think it was in 2009, I attended a 3-week training in Japan for the Japanese IT skill standard. So there were Japanese people there also, no, with us attending that training. Ano. So it's very purposive. So when they decide that they will target the IT, everybody else follows.
Correct.
Then everyone will just concentrate on IT, not concentrate on anything else.
Yes, and this is not to say that voice and customer experience, they're not important, because they are in fact a huge driver, no, an economic pillar in the Philippines. But in my opinion also, it's good for the Philippines also to examine more the route towards technology, because even in the vision for the IT BPM industry, for example, we kept on saying we want the higher value work, and for some reason Vietnam went straight to the higher value work.
Yeah, and they're very nationalistic. You know, I think it's something that we can learn from them. And there's this company here when they set up here in Cebu, FPT. I don't know if
Yes,
you've heard
I know
about.
them.
You know,
They're
when
in IT Park.
Yeah, when I attended their launching for the first time, you know, I had goosebumps. You can really feel, you know, how nationalistic. And they even want FPT. You know, they said that they want FPT to be like the Accenture of Asia, something like that. So you can really feel, you know, that they're very purposive. They really want not just Vietnam, ano, but Asia in general, you know, to go up there and compete. Ano.
Sige, so we have an idea on how to move it forward. So let's digress a little bit, no? So what do you think are the biggest barriers, no? Why we're not heading as fast as, for example, countries like Vietnam? Is it policy? Is it infrastructure? Or is it mindset?
Focus, maybe. I don't know. One is focus, right? Because if we really want to do it, then we will support it. If we think that we can compete in terms of IT, and that is my belief, no, personal belief, that that's why I'm an advocate for computer science education, because computer science is thinking. So I feel that Filipinos can compete because it's mind power. You know, the technology is being used in other countries. We can use it in the Philippines. So you have to think, and then we can compete. We don't need anything else but our brain power. You know? But I don't think we have enough people, right? Computer science education has been going down for a long time. Now it's increasing. So I don't know in terms of volume if we have that much people, because the push is not really there. Because, for example, no, I will be in trouble if I say this, right? Because, for example, we're supposed to have these priority programs, right? But there are so many priority programs, so you cannot really see what is the priority, because almost all programs are there in the priority list, right?
Correct.
So sometimes I get confused. I do not know how they do it in Vietnam, but I heard that if the government says, okay, let's support IT,
Correct.
they will support IT, right? And there will be a lot of people and students. They give scholarships, etc., etc. So we have to put our acts together, I think, and try to focus if we really want to compete in terms of technology, because I think we can.
We can,
Because
yes.
it's a thinking thing.
And I also know that CIT-U is very good, when it comes to internships and industry collaboration. Can you articulate more about that program so that the rest of the schools, if they're not doing this just yet, they will be more encouraged to follow this route?
Okay, so as I said, the curriculum basically provides the foundation and the principles, right? The first 2 years of the curriculum, these are all principles and foundational skills. But then when it comes to very specific technologies, we need the help of the industry. Like, for example, very specific technologies like Salesforce, ServiceNow, etc. That we need the help of the industry on how to embed it. Now, it's good because the curriculum has, in IT, 12 units of basically elective courses. For computer science, it's 9 units. What the universities can do is to allot some of those electives and deliver that elective in partnership with the industry. So we have a lot of partners. So for Accenture, for example, we have the Accenture Technology Academy program. So we basically identify a specific technology, and then we embed it as an elective, and some of the classes are being managed together with the engineers from Accenture, for example. Now, the same is true for EY. We also have a partnership with EY. But in reality, our longest partner was actually Alliance Software, which is a local Filipino software company. So we have been in partnership with them for a long time, more than 10 years. Also Rococo, a Japanese company. So basically, whatever is if there's a demand in Japan, for example, about a specific technology, right now it's service now also, no? And so we try to embed it as one of our electives. So it's a win-win because the companies basically, they want to hire. So, and then they get exposed to the students and they can give them job offers after that elective. Ano? On the other hand, for even though they invest their time in training our students, ano, it's a win-win for them. On our side, not only our students, and also our faculty members who serve as facilitators for these classes, they also learn from the experience.
So I know that there are also measures that you are putting in place, no, for you to be able to assess that the graduates are actually job ready. No? So can you share also what these measures you are implementing? No?
Okay, so because we have a lot of Japanese partner companies, no, and they are also supporting us in this endeavor, no? So we are asking the students, encouraging them basically to take the Philippine National IT Standards Fundamental Engineers Exam. This is the level 2 in the Japan IT skill standards. No? So we try to embed the curriculum in our curriculum at the same time so that the students become ready to take that examination because it's a very difficult exam to take. If you pass that, you can actually get a working visa to go to Japan as an IT professional. So over the years, it's a very difficult exam really. No? It's supposed to be taken by professionals. This is similar to the training that I attended in Japan. No? So if you pass that level 2, so we try to encourage the students to take that in their third year. And then by the time that they graduate, they get a gold medal during their graduation ceremony. You know? So it's
if they get the level 2.
If they get the level 2. So even if they are not an honor graduate, they can still get a medal. And I like that. I like that they are externally assessed, internationally assessed, and it's recognized in Japan. And then, so even though they are not honor students, they still have that medal.
And before you continue, and I think that's aligned to what we talked about. Instead of degrees, no, this time it's on academic honors, but this one is more of their competencies.
Yes,
no?
yes. Because I believe in external assessment. Because even if the graduates, imagine graduating so many cum laudes, summa cum laudes, and so on, and if they don't pass that exam, so we have a problem, right?
Correct. So there's a disconnect.
Yeah. So I always tell the students, you have to we have to measure, we have to measure your skills. But this is very difficult and it's a bit expensive. It's 2,800 pesos. And so I'm very happy that, Alliance is helping us. They give us 10 vouchers per year. Rococa is giving us 10 vouchers per year and they increase it to 20 because recently we had a lot of passers. Imagine for the first time we had 32 Philnitz Gold Medal awardees last graduation period. It's the most number in the history of CIT because it's really a very difficult examination to pass. But there's another examination which is free. It's called TOPSIT, the Test of Practical Competency in IT. This one is by the Korean government. So the Commission on Higher Education partnered with the government of the Philippines through CHED partnered with Korea, the TOPSIT group, to give this examination. So it's also very difficult examination, but it will not tell you whether you're passing or failing. It will just basically give you a level, whether you're a novice, advanced beginner, competent, expert, etc., something like that. Because in Korea, even the PhD in computer science are taking that examination. So I think it started in probably 2017. But for CIT, we started taking it in 2018. We learned it in 2018, and then we took it. So right now, I am happy that I'm also promoting it here in Cebu. I'm happy that a lot of students are already taking it. That examination, So, I do not know if I can say this, the average score, you can see the average score of the Philippines, So, the average score ranges from 170 to about 200 plus, So, I'm very happy that in CIT, we are requiring all computer science students to take it and selected IT students. Our average is about 360. Double that of the national average. So, and we're also producing top-notchers. I'm happy that we have top-notchers in the TOPSIT. But I'm happier because our average is good. And ibig sabihin, a lot of our students, they really possess the skills required by Korea. Imagine Korea, it's a powerhouse, right? In IT. To be able to get that. In fact, my contact in Korea, the one in charge of the TOPSIT, he's surprised about the performance. He's very surprised because very high. For example, for CIT to be able to get that very high.
And I'm glad that there are more schools that are also encouraging their students to take, because in my opinion also examinations like this to make it more inclusive for the industry to have a better appreciation of the quality of graduates. Now, eventually, it would just be about competency, no longer grades or no
School.
longer just school. No? So I'm glad that more schools are taking this exam. And if in case you have not, then maybe you can reach out also to Dean Cherry and inquire how your students can also access these type of opportunities.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, the Council of Deans of IT Education, one of our first activities last year was actually promoting TopSet, no? So that they can, because, I always tell the deans, no, it's a council of deans, no, you have to have your students assessed. You might think that you are doing very well already. So how would you know, right? The only way to know is to have your students assessed. And then the good thing is that the assessment is very specific. You would
And it's
know,
for free.
right?
No?
And it's for free. Yeah, that is the best thing. It's free.
Oh,
The assessment is the certificate that you get, it's very clear. What's your score in software, in data, in security, in project management and business, etc., IT business, etc. So you would see where is your weakness, right? What is the weakness, etc. Where can you improve, etc. So it's a very clear, there's a very clear detailed analysis per student, detailed analysis per university. So it's really a very good tool. And we're happy, that it's free, no? And it's being given. And by the way, I have been pushing this. I also talked to the Philippine Software Industry Association to see that that company should look into the TopSet results. So when a student applies, for example, I tell them, you put it there, your score in the TopSet. So for example, you have a student, non-honor graduate, 350 plus, graduated from somewhere in a not well-known school.
Correct.
But 355, you have to give that student a chance.
correct.
Right?
So I think this is not, I think this is not just a call for universities, no, to encourage their students, but also for industry companies, no, to look for certifications like this one.
Yes, yes. Because PhilNet, as I said, is very expensive. So Robert Cheng, the CEO of Alliance, he tells me that he only sees, for example, the PhilNets and the application of students, and he only sees TopSet, for example, from CIT. Now, I hope that will change now, because a lot of students are now taking the TopSet. So it's a very good external assessment. I hope that just give the students a chance.
Correct.
In the application process.
Sige, so we've covered about this in the introduction, but now we're about to close, this conversation or this interview. If you are to recommend one game-changing improvement, reform actually is a strong word, but I wanted to use reform for the Philippine education system now, what would it be?
Sir, I would always go back to improving the comprehension skills of the students.
Yeah.
I would always go back to that, because information is everywhere. But if you do not understand them, so where will we go?
Yeah, correct. I agree. No, so for the benefit of our viewers, the Philippines actually is not ranking very well in terms of comprehension, in terms of reading, and this is not just about ranking itself, but it would really tell us that we have 10-year-olds and senior high graduates who struggle with reading and comprehension. So I agree. No, so even if we've been emphasizing the importance for them to be AI natives, but I think it would be harder for everyone to be AI natives if to begin with they have trouble with reading and comprehension, because all things will just follow. So that's the urgency. So now let's go. So this one is on the education system. Now, what about your advice to students, not necessarily college students, but even basic education students, while they're still in school, what would be your advice to them?
Okay, for also, of course, they have to improve their comprehension skills. I'm sorry, right? It would still go back to that. I'm sorry, right?
Yeah.
It would still go back to that, right? And of course, the problem-solving skills, if they can, I really hope that we can push computational thinking
Correct.
to the lower level. In our senior high school, this will go on forever. In our senior high school, we have this course. It's called ICT empowerment. But I think it would be better if it will be replaced by computational thinking, right?
Correct,
Instead
correct.
of, because ICT empower usually interpret it as the use of tools, no? But currently, I think almost everyone, you give a student, you give a young boy a tablet and he would know how to use it, right? So I do not know if we still have to do that, or should we develop the problem-solving skills through computational thinking, right?
Because they're already born with it. No?
Yeah. So maybe it would have to be replaced. Because some schools, they have coding, for example, in the basic education, but then when they go to senior high, there's no computing in STEM. I call it computing, which is related to computational thinking. So I have been pushing for that. Now, is there computing in STEM, right? So that when they decide to go wherever, at least we were able to develop the computing, But the thing is, and this is a problem. Sorry, do we have time? If we put computational thinking or computing in STEM or in senior high school, so there's a problem of who will teach it. So that's what when I was pushing for this, how come there's no computing? Because if you think that like chemistry, physics, and all of these things are important, and math, I would
And
think
also
that computing is
fundamentals,
important,
no?
right? So I would think that it's important too, especially in this day and age, right? But
And
then
it doesn't necessarily apply for courses under computer studies. No?
Yes.
Not necessary.
Yeah, it's about developing their
Correct.
problem-solving skills by definition, For as long as you can identify how are we gonna solve this problem, it does not have to be a computer, right? So it's really
correct.
problem solving, right? That's how you define computational thinking, And then of course, you can put in there design thinking at that level and so on, and then hopefully, if you develop their all of these skills, they will be able to look at problems and try to solve them, right?
Sige, so this is just the first of hopefully the many conversations that we will be having around this area. So once again, we'd like to thank you, Dean Cherry, of CIT University, for joining us today. And to all our viewers, please stay because we have another conversation after this one. We'll be right back. I can say that this is formerly CIT-U, no? For our viewers to have reference.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon again, everyone. So we are back with our guests, and they were former employees of the Cebu City Transportation Office, or CCTO. And for the sake of our viewers, for those who are not familiar with CCTO, this was what used to be CITOM. No? And yesterday we spoke about certain concerns that former employees are raising about their tenure and also about the state of their employment and the targets that were set for their contracts to be renewed or not renewed. And today's episode is a continuation of those conversations. So joining us in the studio, we have Peter Takulod, and we also have Jemmer Bacon, who guested us yesterday. So since mayang hapon ninyong duha, no? So since nagkastorya naman mi ni Jemmer kagahapon, I'll start with you, Peter, no? So unsa man sad ang imo ang kanang unsang poy nahitabo nimo, no, with CCTO?
So ako muna kuat ko sa kuan ni sakay na pud ko sa kon ni open na pud ko sa akong kuan nga kay ubos nganong na gi-appeal ko nga dako kay kog na ambag anang CCTO office engineering ko kanang opisina sa CCTO gikan pas Ramos una transfer ako ni nagpa kuan na ng opisina. Iskeleton pa ng mga opisina diha, wa pa na makuha. Kanang opisina ni Ma'am Raquel, ako'y nagpanindot ana, tanan, nanay kwarto. May kwarto, kaugalingon ng kwarto. May kusina. Aircon, ikisami, tanan, ako'y nagpakuha na. Opisina pa sa education, tanan, tangke sa tubig. Ako na tanan ko, halos tanan na trabaho na ko sa kuan. Nganong hibong ko, nganong kuan ko. Gida ko siya sa dan kay angayan ko nukog daan, kaya akong tao, kailangan dyan ko nuk manakop. So, kuhaan ko, daan, gibuhian ako. Tulo pa ko kubuhan sa daan, dakop na ko mga 60, anak kapin. Sibong ko nga, na-appeal ko sa Tagak, first batch, July.
July this year?
July this year. July 1, appeal. Bago pa ito, great pa ito sa akong birthday, June 29, despedida rito na ako dahil sa pagkatagak na ko.
Kanang, before lang mo proceed ba, because there's something that you said na ganahan ko mo clarify. Na-mention ni mo nga na ay kusina o kanang kwarto, no? So, unsa ni kanang sa iya ning sulod sa iyang opisina?
So, opisina niya.
So, this is inside sa sulod sa City Hall? No?
So sa CCTO office.
So sulod sa CCTO office.
Oh.
So, kung sa may characteristic, I just wanted to know kung personal pa ba ni or professional work, no? So unsa ni nga kind of kusina o unsa ni nga kind of kwarto? Typical na ba ni siya nga office space or murag
Kuan na siya, sumpay ra gyud. So di mo sa opisina. So di mo siyang lamisa niya, nay kwarto diha.
Unsa man ang kwarto, tuluganan or
na may bed po, na may bed.
so naay bed, so medyo tuluganan siya. Yeah. Nay kusina.
Sa kusina gamay dito. Tapos na po kusina sa gawas.
And then sa imong na-observe lang before we go for your specific case, kanang unsa may gamit ani nga kwarto ug unsay gamit ani nga kusina, no? Is this for just napping during work hours or ma-extend pud ni siya sa kanang murag puy-anana na gyud?
Wa pag ko kakuha na ng kuhan nga kay abong duty na ko sa engineering, ito 5 naman ko.
Sige. Okay.
Ito 5.
Oo. Pero I think that's also worth kanang checking, no? Just in case some people sa CCTO are also watching. So going back sa imo ang kanang kaso, so you said nga natagak ka pagka July. So unsa may gisulti sa imo nganong natagak ka?
Gikuan ko niya nga wala kuno ko makakuha sa kota sa dakop kay gipangitaan daw siya kuan ni mayor.
Unsa man nga quota?
Sa dakop.
Which is unsa man ang target sa dakop?
Kinahanglan jud ko no ko makakuha kay ko man bag-o pa ko gikan ko sa engineering.
Mm.
Gamit kay ko sa engineering imo kong gilabay sa daan tapos karpita ako nimo kuan. April, May, June, July. Bita ako nimo dakop sa nakasaysinta na ko dakop nakahurot ako sa ka-stab. So di kailangan nakahurot na kag tulo ka stab sa tulo ka buwan. Ikaw bag-o pa ko sa kuan sa dance engineering ko. Dako kay kog gamit diri sa kuan tapos sa what time himo adto sa City Hall. Pangayo og kuan dito sa mga kuan gitag padrino dito. Mara yang gikuan niya ko mo din na.
So katong imong gi-mention nga sa engineering man kano before ka na balhin sa dalan. And then aside from sa katong mga opisina or katong kusina, unsa pa gid ay ang mga scope sa imong trabaho pod?
Gamit po ko na yung personal trabaho. Kana sa mga engineering, pila mi kabuk gamit niya yung trabaho. Bisag bagyo, trabaho mi dito sa yang kuan sa rest house niya sa Aluginsan. Bisag bagyo, trabaho mi. Nay ako, trabaho na ko, fabricator, welder. Buhat ko nasa sa yung rest house dito, nasa bago napalit yuta sa likod. Dako kayo. Kay gipakural niya nako, pakural. Kay plano himong ro nag swimming pool. Saka tinuod. Buhatan ako gate. Oto. Yung materialis pa gamit sa kuan pa sa amo pa sa engineering. Gamit pa kami manghakot gamit dito. Duha ka adlaw mi dito. Nay kaon, sakto, kaon. Inom. So pagkaugma duha ka adlaw kuan, pagkaugma tagali mig 500 sa ka tawo. Pat mi kabuk. Every week to Saturday, Sunday. Bisag bagyo, padong mi dito trabaho mi bagyo. So tabla di mi tagagkuan. Wala ko naubos ko niya. Nganong sa dako na kong natabang di lang sa iyahang kuan personal sa trabaho siyang balay. Pati sa opisina dia sa kuan bisag kinsay pangutan-on niyo da sa opisina sa CIT-U office. Why taga kuan na diferensya na repiron tawga ako dito ako dito pa kuan dito.
So, you are actually saying na aside katong napaka sa engineering, aside sa kanang mga trabaho sa opisina, napod siya mga personal na ginapabuhat sa inyo ha? No? Sige. So, wala ka naka-meet sa katong 1 stab, no? 3 months, moto ang iya ang gisulti. If you refresh me, Jemmer ba? Murag lahi lagi ni nga target, no? Compared to the target that you also mentioned yesterday?
Sa July na, sir. Yeah, July.
Akong giubusan pod. So, ibuon ko sa dakop no kauban ako ditong una pa sa kuha, ngutana sa ganun day, Brad, taga ka ko sa dakop sa atayo na ko January pa magay ni mahurot.
So murag mao na ang context sa akong question kay murag ako nadunggan sa imo kagahapon isa ka stab kada buwan, no?
Yes, sir.
Ang imuha sad isa ka stab
sakto.
3 ka buwan. So nothing wrong with that. Ang ako lang is murag naay pattern of inconsistency kung unsay target na iyang giset kay napo kay gisulti karon nga napo kay kauban nga
Daan na sila. Gisgot-gisgot og dakop. So, parang mahurot ko. Kagod na din ako. But nga lig-on siguro sila backer. Lig-on sa padrino.
So I think for Sunstar, but we are open to hear the side also of CCTO about this. Kay murag duha na karon ka allegations, no, ang atoang nakuha aning kanang discussion. Ang isa is ang katong murag naa siya pattern nga naglain-lain ang target, no, na nakaset dakop pero para sa uban isa ka stab, sa uban wala na human ang stab allegedly, napoy sa isa pod naapoy kanang isa sa 3 ka bulan. So there is an inconsistency of a practice here, no? And then the second allegation also is on the use also of government resources, no? Not just for kanang not just for office work, no? But also for engineering work that are allegedly directed also to the property of the head of CCTO. So these are allegations here. So we're open to hear your side of the story also. So for you, Jemmer, kumusta naman pod ka since ato ang pagstorya kagahapon?
Sa ko, sir, okay ra ko, sir. Tagan mang nag-message sa ko nga laing unit sa amo ang departamento ganing naman tay mga motorized dia others na nga mga field personnel posting. Ang ilang gustong ipabot sa mga motorized kanilagi ilang dakop nga within 1 month ipahurot ang upat ka stab.
O lahi po ang
Lain sa
mas
nila,
lisod
sir,
ni nga target, no? Upat ka stab sa isa ka buwan.
Dapat makuha ninyo nga 2 stabs in 15 days.
Okay.
Di mao na ilang inakit kay kung nakabantay ni uban mga driver dia nga masita mo og mga motorized kanang magmotor nga moritso na lang gyud na sila og ana babag niya mga lisensya. Kamo na ikuan na kung sa ilang kuan tuyo. Anong moritso sila dakop di sila maminaw. Tong gumika na ni upat ka stab sa usa ka buwan.
Pressure.
Kano sa mo po
Pressure
din
kay na
nagsugod
sila.
ang kaning upat ka stab sa isa ka buwan?
Since July 1 sir.
Oh, July 1.
Yes sir.
Lain-lain yun yung target yun. Sige,
Sa
kung
July
palayan.
1 ang SAP or Special Action Force niya sa motorized dapat makahurot sila og upat ka stab within 1 month. Mo nang pressure kay sila gusto nila nga ipabot nga unta dili na naingunahan ang pamaagi kay pressure kay ato mga enforcer. Nya ako man mo ilang gi sa gi pa voice out dire. Unta maabot sad ni mamang ilang hinaing. Nga murag daghan ra jud kayo ang 4 stab sa usa ka buwan. Mo na ila.
and I
Nya
think-
wala ra ba jud na exempted, ma-regular na sila or casual dapat makuha gina nilang kanang upat ka stabs sa usa ka buwan.
So, murag nagay pattern nung nga naglain-lain sad ang mga target na
sila panako.
nga na-set.
Imbis dapat kalayan, pasayloon, pasaylo, okay. Pwede pasayloon. So karon sa gibuhat na mo pursige gyud ang enforcer na kay sila man gyapon mabalikan. Sila may moog tangag panginabuhi.
Yeah, na-raise pod na kagahapon pod nganong inana pod ang target na giset no, which is panakop nga na discussan pod na kagahapon nga appeal man unta gyud punta sa inyo ang scope ang traffic management, no? So nganong naka-focus ang target dito lang sa panakop. Sige, unsa pa may laing ika-kuan ninyo Jammer og Peter also? So,
Ako lang sir. Ang iyo lang ko ni ma'am nga unta ma'am, dili na nimo presyuro ng imong mga tao about aning dakop-dakop para maka-perform na silang tarong silang duties kanang magman sa traffic para makapokus. Dili sila murag magratol-ratol na ng mga panahon na about sa dakop kay lisod kung magsige gingon ana ang mga driver na to mahog din amo respeto na to magdumot na nun na to. Mora na ako ma'am mo adjust lang kagamay ma'am. Di sa jingon nga dili ta manakop or di mo manakop. Manakop gyapon ta pero kanang dili na yagi og pressure. Normal ra nang manakop kay namang mga violator sa aning mga traffic violator na amang na sila. Normal ra na pero ayaw lang yagi og pressure kay kaning sa SAP nimo 4 stabs in every 1 month. Lisod-lisod yun na siya. Ma-pressure jud ang enforcer na ug delikado sad na ilang kinabuhian nga inana nga style. Kay pugos kay sila na nga styling inana.
and sa imo apod Peter,
Ako pong kuan pod kay naman ko ako dati ko sa engineering. Karon kaila ko sa mga tao sa engineering kauban ako unsa ka kaugihan. Kung mutaktak siya ang mayor nagbase sa head. Nagbase sa performance. Muna umutaktak sila klarohon nila nga unsa gyud kuan
Ang rason.
na issue nga tao nga kuan gyud. Taktak sila kuan karon sa ako hunan sa uban tagak bugoy siguro ni kamong tag na kuan ni dala rin si kuan di madawat kayo sa kinsay pa kuan nun pasultion nga unsa trabaho ro di sa CIT-U. Muna di basta taktak sila kanang tao nga nagi kuan issue. Di patakag kuan karon sa naloy ko sa akong kauban sa engineering. Daghan sila kugihan kana akong mga kauban sa engineering. Kang tagak karaan na kay na dugay na kay na diha. Tungod gisakripisyo niya sulti ko tinuod kana tungod sa iyang mga tao nga di niya pwedeng tandugon. Muna diha. Daghang gisulti gisacrifice mo brad kay tungod sa iyang mga tao nga di pwede tandugon di makuhaan yung mga tao. Muna laktod istorya.
so sige, so salamat Peter, no, ug salamat also Jammer for joining us today. And then sa head nato sa ato ang CCTO din sa Cebu, si Raquel Arce, ang Sunstar is actually open, no, to hear your thoughts also on these allegations. Ang ako lang i-summarize, no, kagahapon na raise na to ang na question sa katong uniform.
Yes, sir.
Kay naa sila na budget nga 7,000 pero ang na-issue nila kay duha ra ka buok uniform and they appear to be not even worth 7,000, no. So this is one of the allegations that were raised. Ang second sad na po'y nakita nato nga pattern karon na allegedly galain-lain pud ang target nga nakaset sa ato ang mga enforcers, and this is very important for them because mao man gud ni ang mo determine sa ila ang renewal sa ila ang JO or ila ang employment, no, sa CCTO. So ila pong gipasaka dinhi nga naglain-lain ang target nga na set, no, nay uban na tangtang, napoy uban wala, pero naglain-lain sila og kanang accomplishments. And then today sad na gather sad nato nga napulit tay mga engineering personnel karon sa CCTO nga allegedly nagamit sad for personal kanang projects, no, like katong resort, no. So these are allegations that we are hearing today, and because we also want to hear both sides of the story, we Sunstar is also hopeful that ang atong CCTO head nga si Raquel Arce will also join us, no, kung dili man gani ugma, but also no, or also in the coming days, no, para makita sad nato ang iya ang side sa story, no. Sige, so that wraps up today's edition of Beyond the Headlines. And once again, we would like to thank our guests. They are ex-employees, no, of CCTO. We have Jemmer Bacon, and we also have Peter Takulod. And then earlier, we also had Dr. Cherry Santa Romana, who is the Dean of Computer Studies of the Cebu Institute of Technology University. And would like to thank all three of them for helping us connect the dots in ways that matter. So I'm DJ Moises, and thank you, and good afternoon.